In this episode of Sip-n-SEO, Jim Reynolds of Sophia and I got a chance to sit down with Brian Ross of Ross Construction and Building Maintenance, hear about his starting his business, hear about his experiences with digital marketers, and hear some pains in the process. We got a chance to go through his Google business profile, got to look at his and review his website. I think you'll find it interesting as a small business. You hear some ideas of things that you can do for your own.
As a kid, I was always mechanically inclined, and I had uncles that owned Church's Lumberyard, and I had uncles and cousins that was builders. My dad built all of our houses, so it just came natural to me. And so I've been doing it ever since I was, for money, for a living, ever since I was 28. So then in 1999, I decided I was tired of working for anybody. I wanted to do it by myself. So I opened the business in 1999, and there's been several different things that I've done in that business. Partner with, Dave Stogard. Him and I was partners, and we ran it under his name. But I was the license holder. And then when he passed away, I just decided to pick up where I left off and open it, pick it up and go again.
So first of all, I just want to look at the Google business profile and some of the issues that are possibly Brian's possibly having, because he did not he selected to be for his profile to be a service area and it not be a business that that he shows his address and he provides services for at his address. So truth be told, you can't see it from the profile, but he actually got verified in Rochester Hills, but he's not getting leads there. And we'll talk about why. And that's where he wants to get leads. But he's actually getting leads a little north of there in Lapeer County. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you do a Google search, Andy, for like remodeling Rochester Hills and or remodeling even Rochester, see obviously he's not in the 3-pack. And if you click on more places, more businesses, let's see if he's even in the top 20. He's nowhere to be found, even though he got verified there.
He's got more reviews than a lot of these guys too.
Yeah. But if you take out Rochester Hills and you put in Lapeer County, like remodeling Lapeer County, he might get found for something else. But apparently he's number one for Lapeer County. And we'll talk about his website in a minute, but it's basically optimized for Lapeer and not Rochester Hills.
In your Google business profile, edit profile, in the location, you have the service areas listed. One of the cities in our area is over here. It's called Shelby Township. But when you look at his map, it goes from the Metro Detroit area north of, and then goes all the way across the state to some point over here off Lake Michigan. Inside of this location, one of the service areas that probably the current marketing agency chose was Shelby, Michigan. And that is not right. Shelby, Michigan is that
way
city
over there on that point.
Way over there. It's actually Shelby Township, which is right here, which would definitely change this map. So that's definitely something that needs to be updated.
He wants to get found in Rochester Hills. So we've identified something on the profile that would be helpful. Something else too, and just looking at his name, his business name, it's Ross Construction and Building Maintenance. I mean, no one is searching using those terms. So my advice to Brian is to consider you know, you don't need to do a DBA, change your logo, change your business cards or anything, but consider changing your business name to Ross Remodeling. And you might, you might not necessarily put Rochester Hills on there, but if all you wanted to do was work in Rochester Hills, and that was good enough, then you might just go all in and just say Ross, and then the main service term
Keyword.
people are using, remodeling, and a lot of people use company, remodeling company. So Ross Remodeling Company or Ross Remodeling Rochester Hills, at the very least, drop construction and building maintenance, and go ahead and get the key terms in there, and that would make a really, really big difference.
Quite immediate.
Yeah, immediate. Change the business name like it is here in your profile, but go change it. And a lot of times we change it first on the business, on the website, as well as the business listings. And we let that settle for a week or two so that Google starts to feel comfortable with it.
Before making the change.
Definitely try to put the brand in there, i.e. the way it is in Google Business Profile. So you'd want to put it in there as well.
If there's one place you put a brand, it's on the homepage.
On the homepage. Yep. On the homepage, in the content, as well as the page title. So we talked about the Google Business Profile and how Brian can optimize it for Rochester Hills. But the website, they go hand in hand when you're talking about local SEO. So the website needs to be more optimized for Rochester Hills. We would recommend that Lapeer County still stays in there, because after doing some research, Andy and I have discovered that he gets found for everything Lapeer.
Crushing Lapeer.
In the long run, that's hurting him. He could get probably 3, 4, 5 times the number of leads if he was getting found for remodeling Rochester Hills. He's nowhere to be found, even though he's got a verified address there.
Whatever you do to the Google Business Profile, you want to do here.
Yeah.
So that be the consistency across the two.
Yeah. And the little motto or below that, local and family-owned construction company. I would say remodeling company there.
Yeah.
And so in the content, optimize for remodeling, optimize for Rochester Hills. There's a little bit of that. But then on the page title and the meta description, you typically want to put your main term first, like remodeling or remodeling company, and then the city. Service term, city, brand, try to fit it all in, and then drop some of the same terms as well as secondary terms like bathroom remodeling, kitchen remodeling in that meta description right there.
The other thing we found too was, obviously the area served, it's Rochester Hills, Michigan. He knows, he's been trying to get his agency to change this for a while. But to build these are the other areas that he wants to be found in. This would be an okay place to add them here with some landers on generic home remodeling company on the cities. The other thing we found too that needs to be updated is this. This is the most important spot on this
Brian
page.
Light a fire into those guys and get them to fix this, because you're missing leads right now.
So when you click on this, it goes nowhere.
On my computer, it goes to Gmail. So basically, there's not a form there, or it could push them down the page to the estimate form.
Yeah. Either go down here to this thing or over to this page.
Yep.
Either way, get them out of email.
We're excited, and I would be, to try to get him optimized for Rochester Hills, but I'd hate to see his leads just stop in Lapeer.
Completely.
So just kind of maintaining a little bit of a balance as you transition him.
Yep.
Andy, cheers.
Cheers to you. Sip-n-SEO.